Hi, my name is Julian Joseph. I'm a Salesforce quality architect at a company called AgentSync and an ex-Salesforce.com quality engineer with specialties in Salesforce DevOps and Salesforce Release Engineering. Today, I'm going to be showing a GitHub action with Workflow Dispatch, which is effectively a UI that allows the user to create different parameters when they want to run GitHub actions to perform different tasks. This particular action is going to be using CumulusCI in the background, similar to Salesforce DX, but at a much more powerful level in terms of org creation and automation. We'll be using CumulusCI to generate a Scratch org with a particular set of automation called a flow in CumulusCI, a configuration for that org, and some additional parameters like expiration date. I'll go ahead and kick this off so you can see it begin to work. If I click into this action, you'll notice that it is running a series of tasks, including doing authentication, installing CumulusCI and some other tooling, running that flow against an org, which for this purposes I've made extremely simple. It's effectively just creating the org for now, but that flow can be very powerful if you're familiar with CumulusCI, including deploying test data, deploying different configuration, even running things like UI automation to do various org setup steps. So you can see it's now running that automation. It's creating the org. A few features of this particular action, which I will be posting a link to in case you want to take a look and see what the steps are that allow me to do some of this automation. A few of the features include I'm displaying the org limits for this particular action, which can be for this particular dev hub that's connected to this action. So this can be very useful if you need to see what your limits are and whether or not you're getting close to them for things like daily Scratch orgs and active Scratch orgs. A little bit further down, you'll see I'm also displaying some information about that org, both in SFDX and CCI's format. Also have a display temporary login URL. If I click on this, I'll actually be able to log in directly to this Scratch org. This was just created a few seconds ago, and I'm now logging in. Again, if I had additional automation, like installing packages or configuration, that would all be part of this org that I've now set up and launched right from my browser. And you can see there's even a few other potential features that can run, like creating an error message. This is a feature of CumulusCI if there ever is an issue. And also deleting this org if this is ever canceled or fails. If for some reason it fails, I don't want to continue using that active Scratch org limit and a way to go ahead and delete it. So that's a quick overview of this action. Again, I will be posting a link to the contents of this action because I definitely want others to be able to learn from it, potentially reuse pieces of it. I will note that in this action, there are a few things that are hard-coded to this particular project name. It should be relatively easy to figure out and understand what's hard-coded and if you need to switch that out. But definitely reach out to me. Love to answer questions as best I can and give additional guidance. One other feature I forgot to mention, I just want to notate up here, is that I had different parameters that I entered into this org on creation, like the name, the org type, the flow I ran against it, the expiration days as well. And I've actually, as part of this action, I've updated both the name of the individual job as well as the top level action so that if you are looking at your list of actions, it should be relatively easy to see. These all happen to be the same, but if you had different names and things like that for these orgs, you should be able to tell them apart whenever you run that action. Thank you.